If your child is struggling with reading, sounding out words, blending sounds, or guessing from pictures, it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because most reading programs skip the steps kids actually need. Today, I'm going to walk you through a simple, proven system that you can start using tomorrow in your own homeschool to teach your child how to read confidently. Welcome back to Homeschool Safari. I'm Kara, and today we're starting our Reading Foundation series with the most important video of all, how to teach reading the right way at home, even if you've never done it before. Reading feels overwhelming for a lot of parents. You're not sure where to start, what order to teach in, or why your child knows the letter sounds but still can't blend them into a word. I'm going to take all of the stress off your shoulders today. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 5 foundations of reading, why kids struggle, what order to teach the things in, how to blend correctly, this one's huge, and a simple 15-minute routine that works for every child. Let's start with the foundation. Reading is not one big skill, it's 5 smaller skills stacked together. And if one layer is missing, the whole thing wobbles. Number 1, phonemic awareness. This is hearing sounds. Phonemic awareness is the ability to hear the individual sounds in words. No letters yet, just sounds. This skill includes hearing the first sound, hearing the last sound, taking the words apart, blending spoken sounds, changing sounds, playing with the sounds. For example, what's the first sound in sun? Your child might say, S. Now you will say cat. Change the k in cat to h. The child will say hat. Say the sounds in map. A. Your child will say a. We like to do a tapping method or head, shoulders, knees. So how this works is we have the child break up the sounds. A, a, and we will later blend the sounds together. Map. You can also do this with your head, shoulders, knees. A, map. These exercises take seconds, but they build the strongest possible foundation for reading. Most reading struggles begin here. Number 2, phonics, connecting the sounds to letters. Once kids hear sounds, then we can introduce letters. Phonics teaches what sounds each letters make, that letters represent sounds, that some sounds have more than one spelling, and some spellings have more than one sound. The biggest mistake parents make is teaching the letter names instead of the letter sounds. Letter names don't help us to read, sounds do. So instead of teaching this is the letter M, say this is the sound, Sound first, letter second. Number 3 is blending, turning sounds into words. This is where most kids get stuck and where the biggest breakthrough happens. Blending means taking the sounds k, a, t, and sliding them together to make the word cat. Not pausing, not guessing, not memorizing. Actually lifting the sounds off the page. Most kids pause too long. K, a, t, I don't know. You want to teach them to glide. Cat, cat. Blending is the first moment reading truly happens. Step 4 is fluency, reading smoothly. Fluency is reading with ease, not speed. A lot of kids will read with speed, thinking that they are better readers, but it's more difficult to understand and remember what you're learning. Fluency has pauses, and those are built in with our commas and our periods. And when kids decode every single word, they use up all their working memory and can't focus on the meaning. So to build fluency, we reread familiar stories. We read one sentence at a time. We echo read. You read, and then they copy. You can use simple books. Avoid anything too hard for fluency. Fluency grows naturally when decoding is strong. Step 5 is comprehension, understanding the story or what you're reading. Once kids can decode and read fluently, comprehension becomes the goal. But comprehension actually starts years before reading. It starts with language. You can build comprehension right now by reading aloud, talking about stories, asking questions, predicting what will happen, connect stories to real life, teach vocabulary words. What do things mean? Kids who are read to regularly develop stronger vocabulary, stronger thinking skills, and stronger reading comprehension. Don't skip the read alouds. They matter immensely. If your child can say sounds but can't read the words, the problem is not their ability, the problem is the missing step. Here are the most common instructional gaps. Kids learn letter names before sounds. They memorize sight words instead of decoding. They learn to guess from pictures. They are taught patterns before mastering sounds. They never practiced phonemic awareness. Blending wasn't taught or explained. Textbooks jumped too fast. Worksheets were used instead of direct teaching. When you reteach the missing steps the right order, reading becomes so much easier. So let me show you how to fix it. You don't need an hour-long reading lesson. You only need about 10 to 15-minute routine that builds all 5 foundations. We call this daily. The D stands for decode. This is about 2 minutes of time. You're going to pick one phonics skill. Short A, short E, A, E, blends, digraphs, silent E, or whatever you're teaching. Show them the sound, have them repeat it, read 3 to 5 words with that pattern. Short, simple, focused. Then move on to A in daily. This stands for awareness. This will take about 1 minute. These are your phonemic awareness warm-ups. What sound do you hear at the end of dog? Say pan. Now change the p to t. Tan. What are the sounds in sit? S, I, t. Clap the syllables in rabbit. Rabbit. Take 30 to 45 seconds, but build the foundations. The I in daily stands for integrate. This might take about 3 minutes. This is a blending practice, the most important part. Write these simple CVC words: map, sit, dog. Point under each letter slowly. A, then glide. Map. Do 3 to 5 words a day. The L in daily stands for listen. This might take 1 to 2 minutes. You read to them. This builds vocabulary, comprehension, attention, focus, connection. Every 60 seconds helps. The Y in daily stands for you read. They read something extremely short, a sentence, a word, or a page. Small wins equals big confidence. This is the difference between a child who knows sounds and a child who can actually read. Blending doesn't come naturally. You must teach it explicitly. Here's the method. Stretch the first sound. Slide into the vowel. Finish with the last sound. At, cat. Use your finger as a sound slider. At. Underneath the letter to show continuous movement. Practice map, app, map. Sit, fun, top, red, jam, hop. Your child should glide the sounds, not chop them. If they struggle, try these tips. Use words that start with continuous sounds. S, f, Make the first sound extra long. Don't let them pause after each sound. Say the word with them. Map, map, map. Most kids who struggle with reading simply need better blending instruction. Once this clicks, everything takes off. When you follow the right steps, progress happens faster than you think. In the first 3 to 4 weeks, you should see stronger blending, fewer guesses, more accurate decoding, better attention to sounds, more interest in books, longer reading sessions, improved comprehension during read-alouds, more confidence. Reading is a system. When you follow the system, kids learn. And the best part, they actually enjoy reading more. To make reading easier for your family, with guided lessons, printables, support, and a community that wants you to succeed, join us inside of Homeschool Safari. We teach reading in a way that works, and we'd love to support your family.